So I went through about 100 AI automation agency polls, the reels, the carousels, the LinkedIn stuff, and they were basically two piles. One pile gets saves, gets likes from other builders, and books absolutely zero calls, and this is most of them. The other pile, a small one, quietly books calls every week. And the wild part is that two piles are not different in quality. The builder bait posts often better made, cleaner edits, cleaner graphics. They just talk to the wrong person. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what the call booking polls do that others don't. It is a small number of things, you can copy all of them, and none of them require for you to go viral or post every single day. So stay with me, because once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it in your own content. Quick context first. I do outreach for a living, so I'm in these accounts all day. Part of my job is reading how operators present themselves. Over the last few months, I went through about hundreds of them properly and wrote down what the call booking posts had in common. And I'm not talking for some throne. I've been focused on this for about a year, and for a long time I posted the exact builder bait, and I'm about to warn you about it. So cool workflow, look what I automated. I got saves from other operators and not one client. So I have made the same mistake personally. And one thing before I start, the example posts I show are built from the patterns, not real person. So I'm not gonna drag anyone right here. But some of it is gonna feel like almost too familiar, and this is the kind of the whole point of the video. Okay, let me show you the split. Here's the core split, and everything in this video comes back to it. Every post you make is talking to one of these two people, a builder or a buyer. A builder is someone who does what you do, another operator. When you post, here is an AI workflow agent I built in N88, the builder gets it, the builder claps, the builder saves it so he can copy for himself later, and the builder will never pay you, because they do the same thing as you do. A buyer is a dental clinic owner, a law firm, Nikon brand, a real estate broker. They do not know what N88 is. They do not even care. So they scroll right past your workflow screenshot because it answered a question they were never asking. So the first thing the call booking polls do is simple. They're written for the buyer, not for the builder. Every line passes one test. Would the actual buyer care about this, or only another operator? If another operator cares, it is a builder bait. And a builder bait fills your account with competitors and saves the silence. That's the whole reason your good content is not converting. It's not bad, it's just pointed at the wrong person. So when I line up the polls that actually book calls, they all did the same 4 things. And here they are. Move number 1. They open with the buyer's problem in the buyer's world. A buyer says automated lead nurture system. A clinic owner says people book and they just never show up. Those are the same thing, but only one of them stops the clinic owner mid-scroll. The call booking polls were open with the version the buyer would actually say it out loud. Move number 2. They prove you understand the problem better than the buyer does. And this is a big one. After you name the problem, you show them a detail they didn't even realize was part of it. For a clinic, something like the patients you lose are not the ones who say no. They're the ones who are meant to rebook and never got a reminder. So they just drift to a different clinic down the road. When you describe their problem more precisely, their brain makes a quiet jump. If this person understands the problem this well, they can probably fix it for me. That is the moment trust gets built. Not from your logo, from your understanding. Move number 3. They show the mechanism and not the tool. Here is where operators blow it. They want to show off build, so they show the N88. Please don't. Show the buyer what changes for them in their language. Not I connected the CRM to the GPT agent. Instead, the second someone books, they get a text in their own name, then a reminder the day before, then a nudge if they miss it. So the chair stops sitting empty. Usually the same build, one version for builders, one for buyers. Tools names under the same hood. Then we have move 4. They give one clear next step, and this is not book a call. A code viewer is not ready to book a call with you. That's a too big of a jump at the call booking polls end up with a small free specific step. Tear down a short checklist, a one package breakdown, something they can say yes to with a zero risk that gives a real value and quietly earns the call later. So free value first, call second, always that order. So that is the pattern. Buyer's problem in their words. Understand it better than they do. Show the change, not the tool. One small free next step, so it's 4 moves. Every call booking post had them. Let me make this that simple, because you can turn those 4 moves into a skeleton you refuse forever. So line number 1, the problem in their own words. Dental clinics are cliently losing patients every single week, and it's almost never the ones you think. Then the deeper understanding. It is not the people who say no, it is the ones who meant to rebook and never got the nudge and slowly drifted to the clinic down the road. Then the change, not the tool. Here's what we set up so that stops. The moment they leave, our system follow-up in their name, reminds them and nudges them if they go quiet. So the chair stops sitting empty. Then the one free step. I made a short teardown of exactly where cleans leak patients. Comment the word and I'll send it over. Basically that's the whole post. Notice the tool never showed up. Notice every line is for the buyer. Like you can run the exact same thing for law firms, for e-com, for home services, for any niche literally. You just swap the problem and you keep the structure. And this is the same content under the hood you were already making. So you're not learning a new skill, you're just positioning the same skill you have at the buyer instead of the builder. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but this sounds like a lot of content and I don't want to become a full-time content creator. And I get you. So here's the good news. Ton of volume. You need one real post a week that does those 4 things. Because you sell AI, the repurposing problem that stops everyone else is the exact thing you already know how to do. You write one strong buyer-first piece of content and you turn it into the week, the reel, the LinkedIn version, the emails, the short clips, film it or write it once, and you let the system spread it. So it's not post every single day and pray. It is the one solid piece of content for a week built for the buyer, repurposed by the skill you already sell. That is completely doable on the site, even while you're still doing outreach. One more thing you're probably thinking, right? My niche is kinda boring. Like nobody wants to watch content about dental follow-ups or law firm intake. And here's the thing, you're right that nobody wants to watch it for fun, but you're not really making content for fun here. You're making it for the one clinic owner who is losing patients right now and it feels it. A boring specific post that names the owner's exact problem beats a flashy one. Broad post every time because the boring one is talking to the person with the money. You're not trying to entertain 100,000 strangers, you're trying to make the right 500 buyers in your niche trust you. It has to be boring and specific, but that's exactly how you do that. So stop trying to be interesting to everyone, start being impossible to ignore to the buyer, the one buyer you actually want. So that's the exact pattern. The posts that book calls are written for the buyer. They understand the problem better than the buyer does. They show the change and not the tool, and they end up with one small free step at the end. To make this even more simple, I put together a free thing called the Buyer First Content System. It is the 4-step move skeleton, plus a set of post templates you can fill for your niche, plus a quick one before and after so you can see builder's bait turned into a buyer magnet line by line. The link is in the description, so you can go grab it and write it for the first one today. And if you're watching this thinking your whole problem is that you're still chasing every client with cold DMs, this is the one where I break down why cold outreach is a treadmill cap and how content like this will actually get you off it. This was the what to post, and that one is why it matters. And I'll see you in the next one.